Hey, what's going on YouTube? I know it's been a while since I dropped any kind of content. I've been heavy on the Blue Saber gaming side of things, just gaming, doing like I said, a whole bunch of multiverses here and there, playing First Ascendant, trying a whole lot of I think they're called gotcha games from the Hoyoverse, like ZZZZ, and there was another one, Star Rail. So I've just kind of been dibbling dabbling in some of that. I have not watched Deadpool just because just everything's been kind of hectic for me, a whole crazy busy week. So I do hope that when I do get a chance to see it, I'll definitely review it, give you my personal opinion on it and what I thought about it. I've been staying far clear away from anything Marvel related, Deadpool related up until further notice. I know like I kind of been stagnant with obviously the film side of things. And I've been telling you guys on my gaming channel I'm gonna come back and do this and do that and stuff like that. And I like really want to stick to it and commit. And like I said, real life situations, come, you gotta handle it, you gotta go through the emotions and ups and downs, stuff like that, before you can have that time to get back to what you were doing. And I'm kind of like getting back on track for the film side of things anyway. So this is gonna be like the first ever reaction to short films that I always wanted to kind of do and talk about. So I've been in film school and I've done a short film, so I know what it takes in the process of it all, from pre-production to post-production. So we're gonna tackle this first ever reaction of, obviously my favorite genre is horror, so I want to do something I'm a little more comfortable with, and then kind of explore different genres and short films and stuff like that. So this is going to be like the first ever exclusive of a short film. I'm really excited to see, because I haven't watched it yet either. So it's going to be like first ever, hands down, like, oh my goodness, Hopefully it's good. If it's great, if you guys like it, let me know. Leave a few likes, comments, have a conversation about it. We kind of go from there. So yeah, I think I've done my spiel enough. I'm ready to kind of like jump in and see how this is really going to be. So the movie or short film that we're going to be seeing is called 048. So let's jump right into it, shall we? And for FYI, when it comes to short films, I know when we were making a lot of them, I know due to just licensing issues and stuff like that, you got to get from obviously your state, your city that you're in. Usually, you got to pay all types of stuff to shoot. A shortcut around it for FYI is usually you could shoot without it. You just can't have the street. They kind of cut that. You can't really show like the street. Numbers are fine, but as long as it doesn't have any type of intersection or street, you should be fine. So when they shot it, just the building, no cars passing by, it's for stuff like that. Okay, so here's my thing. It was tossing and turning 10:15, obviously PM, and it's like he's fully wide awake. There's not like he's in and out of sleep. He's kind of awake, trying to go back to bed. I feel like he was already awake, wide awake, trying to fall asleep, and he couldn't. Then he hears a knock on the door. So just from what I'm seeing, it's like, are you trying to fall asleep, or are you sleeping, you're tossing and turning, and you're just wide awake? Because I'm getting a feeling like you have a lot of energy, and then you hear the knock on the door, and you're not really receptive to it. And you can kind of tell in just this shot, from what I'm seeing, like his eyes are closed. So it's like a blurred line of, you're either like half sleep, half awake, or you're fully awake, fully energized, trying to go to bed. And then you hear the knock on the door. Sorry, but it's cool that when you have obviously a room set up, that you have a little bit things to make it look more like posters, statues, TV, music, stuff like that. So you're just not in the plain like a plain environment, like a plain atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like it's like a plain Jane place. So I kind of like they at least do a poster in the back, has some stuff on the desk, like if he's working and stuff like that. Obviously studio apartment type with the microwave right there and the refrigerator on the bottom. So I feel like they could have done that shot a little bit better, but that's just my opinion. They could have had him come in a little bit more closer into the camera, almost like we could see the whole eye and not what we just saw earlier. Let me see if I can go back. A little bit more closer. I feel like this side is still in the shot. You know what I mean? They could have at least zoomed in a little bit more, but that's just my take. That as well, a little bit more of a scope. I wouldn't really have the just even some of the door, but just really the whole oval would be fine. Like we've all seen in most movies, I would have maybe condensed that and just focused on the peephole.
Can I get you anything?
And I see he's got Kendrick Lamar, Shouts out to my boy K-Dot. They not like us. I just wanted to do that drop for the freebie. Compton.
What are you doing here, Sydney?
Okay, so remember I said he got the microwave and the mini fridge, so apparently I guess that's air fryer, and then the refrigerator maybe is on next to it. So my mistake, yo.
You're not gonna believe me. I was heading towards my door. I just got back. I got to my room. I opened the door, and when I looked up, there was someone else in my room just peering around the corner. It was dark.
Okay. The music, I feel like should have crept up. I felt like there should have been some type of build-up, some type of, I think the moment she spoke, you could just, it was like, okay, cue it. I think that should have been like a slight build-up when she said she was walking and doing all these things, and then once she said we're at, there's someone in her house, that could have been a little bit more like, oh wow, this is like a big deal.
I just ran as fast as I could, and I had nowhere else to go. I know I sound crazy, but I'm telling the truth. I'm so scared, and I don't want to go back.
You know you can't stay here, right?
You really think that's what this is about? I wouldn't even be here right now if I didn't have any other choice.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I want to go to bed, so how about I go check out your room, make sure there's no one there, and then we can both go our separate ways, all right?
Okay, so I take it they must have been in a relationship, obviously, and she's over here because, they were in a past relationship, so she's asking. It seems like she's trying to, crash it in his room. but he's kind of clipping it, and she's kind of like, damn, well, shit. Like, you could tell they had some chemistry. Maybe he broke up with her, or she broke up with him. But either way, they had some type of thing going on.
Okay, let me grab my key.
Smart. Don't want to lock yourself out. Yeah, she's contemplating, like she doesn't want to go back there. He's brave, man, doing this with just straight socks, no shoes. Yeah, you could tell the awkward silence. They had something going on. They just don't want to address it. This man with the socks. You could have at least put on some Crocs or some slides, man. Okay, now looking at this shot, you know, I live in Florida, so I kind of, our apartments are very different, but this gives me, when I see the like the map on the door, I think they're in a hotel. That gives me like hotel vibes, because it's probably like some kind of guideline of fire escape or, you know, whatever. So that's very interesting to have for an apartment complex, you know, like right in front of the door. But I could be wrong. It could be different in other states. But in Florida, we don't have that. We don't really have something like this hanging in front of the door. All the apartment complexes that I've been to, I've never seen that. So you guys could probably let me know in the comments down below if some states and cities have something like this. If not, it's just, you know, obviously shot in a hotel. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying, for me, I like to do things where it's not like making the hotel believable, like this is your apartment, you know. I would kind of say that's kind of like an error. Like I would take that out, in my honest opinion. Okay, so he opens up her door. We did not see them at any point in time, her hand him the key or she opened the door. So we're gonna assume, just because this is what it is, that he has a key to her apartment or whatever, because they were in a relationship. Crazy. Let's go.
Well, if anyone was here, they're gone now. You know, if you're really worried about it, you can always just file a report or something. I don't know. Anyways.
He's smart. He's not trying to say, hey, if you hear anything else, you could crash my room, or you know what, come crash in my room, is perfectly fine. You could really tell he's like, you know, something must have happened, and she's kind of like, I don't want to be here by myself. Go to a friend's house, hit up one of your homegirls, go to their house, or have them come over there. You know, we don't know how many rooms or how much space this person has, so there's always that option as well.
You're all set, so I'm gonna go.
Here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why would you go back to her place if you didn't have to use the key? You see what I'm saying? We never seen an exchange. And then even when he opened it, we never seen him like wave it around or anything like that. It's the small things when you're looking for these movies that it needs to have, stick. He took the key, closed the door. The last thing we seen, he closed the door behind him with the key, puts it in his pocket, right? All right. Goes to this girl's house, opens it up without us seeing the key on screen, or rather it's handed to him, or he, that key that he has is universal, whatever. We didn't see the key. We didn't hear the key drop. We didn't see him drop the key. We didn't see him put the key to the side. We would have to assume he unlocked it, opened, put the key back in his pocket at some point in time. Then he comes back downstairs or wherever, up or down, goes to his room, and he finds out he's missing his key. That's a little bit of a continuity error. It's not moving fluid enough. That's a little bink. I'm going to say that right now. A little buzz. And still has no shoes. Yeah.
Hey, it's me. I think I just left my key.
Yeah, we didn't see that. But I will say they don't have names. It's just guy and girl. Interesting. It's not hard to come up with a name like Sarah and Richard, John and Amy. You could be like, hey, Amy, it's me. Especially when it's like, there's chemistry there. At least you could have said, hey, Amy, it's me. When you say, hey, it's me, it's very weird. The conversation seems stiff. You had the body language where it was like you guys were romantically involved at one point in time. And then you could see her face when he's telling her pretty much all these other things. The least you could do is at least say her name and she say your name to let us know there was some type of connection there. It's the small things that we need to start looking at and dissecting. Maybe you couldn't think of a name. Maybe he didn't want a name. But I think having a name is very important to tell the story, even if it's for a short, brief period of time.
Hello?
But that can't be their key because he had it looked like he had like a keychain type of thing. But I don't know. It's whatever at this point. This is like the third act. Like you didn't feel that fall at any point in time. You didn't, if you had it in your hand, you didn't feel it drop. If you had it in your pocket, you didn't, check before you left to make sure you had everything. You give yourself a good old pat down. You went all the way to your door, realized you didn't have it to go all the way back. Then we see it miraculously on the floor. And he left his phone behind. Stupid.
What's the emergency? Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
All right, time out. Okay, we all know you dial 911, and for whatever reason, you don't respond back to the operator. You know, they're going to be on the line still. I've never heard of an operator hanging up at all. They'll try and reach out to you, communicate to see what's going on. Obviously, you call 911 for a reason, so you could be in a situation where you can't do as much talking. So they may find ways to communicate with you. You know what I mean? And I feel like for the sake of it all, that was a little bit of a rushed ending. But let's see if there's any kind of post credits. So they had names, Jake and Sydney, but they never used them. You could have at least threw that name in there. Okay, well, like I said, I'm not really gonna go too hard in the paint and knock it, but I will say that honestly, I think the ending was a little bit rushed. And sometimes, like, even as a writer myself, I do find myself stuck sometimes on how I want to wrap it up without rushing it. I feel like you could have maybe have him call somebody to make it a little bit more believable, and then he gets spooked or eaten or whatever. But I feel when you call 911 and your operator is saying hello, hello, then hangs up, that's already like, no operator does that. Let's keep it somewhat in the, even though it's, fantasy, it's a movie and stuff like that, let's keep it a little bit somewhat realistic. Someone like, okay, yeah, that's believable. Like, they're not gonna hang up, That was my only thing with the ending. But some of the other stuff that I was kind of nitpicking at before, like that definitely, stay in my head rent free at this point. I can't take it back, but I can look to see for the mistakes, and that's fine. I'm pretty sure now they've probably grown as visionaries, as an artist. So, but the ending just seemed very like rushed to me. So that's pretty much my take on it. But post your thoughts in the comments down below. What you guys think of the short film? What you guys thought of this reaction? And if you guys want me to do more of this stuff, let me know. I'm gonna, keep pumping these out, trying to get some short film love content in like a whole different lane that I want to pursue for the remaining of this quarter, going into the fourth quarter as well. So I'll definitely be dropping a little bit of these, a little bit more and more and more, giving you my personal opinion, my personal take. If I had to rate this for a movie, a scale of 1 to 10. With just a lot of the things that were not moving fluid to my opinion and some of the things that were out of whack of continuity, I would probably give this like a 5 out of 10. Because I'm really more into just having a continuity, throwing at least a name so we could identify with the person and giving the person some type of life and not having them animatronic. So definitely 5 out of 10. But like I said, post your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to the KG Films. Also check out my gaming channel when I'm strictly just gaming, covering gaming news, topics, and everything gaming related on the Blue Saber Gaming. Also go ahead and check out my boys Nightwing24 and Gamertag Hellboy. Those guys, they're gamers as well, so they got gaming content. We team up, do multiverses and stuff like that. We're about to start pretty much in November or maybe December. We haven't really put a specific date on it yet. Me and Nightwing are going to be jumping back into Division 2. So catch us on there. We're going to be talking about some of the old classic stuff of Division, where we kind of left off from Division 2 and stuff like that. But I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.